evening, everyone, and welcome to our fifth session of live yoga classes with me. Uh, for those who have been with me from the beginning, day one, congratulations, you're halfway through. For those who are new, welcome. So once again, we will be seeing two posters today, two new posters, not the yesterday ones. But I would prefer if you guys practice the previous posters whenever free. Could be in the mornings. So today's posters will be Sukhasan and Vajrasan. Okay, so let's begin with our warm up or our power warm up. That is Surya Namaskar. And remember, today we'll be going a bit faster than yesterday. Like I said, I will be increasing the speed over time and we'll be doing 6 sets. So let's begin. Okay, take your stance, shoulder width. If you can, go narrower but not completely together. Okay, narrow. And we start 1, 2, back straight, knee straight, 3, and 4, look up, 5, tuck in stomach, contract the glutes, 6, breathe normally, 7, look up, toes together, 8, try to touch the heels to the ground this time, 9, 10, both up and down, 11, 12. Okay, once again, 1, 2, 3, back straight, knee straight, both, and 4, look up, 5, tuck in, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, now we're going faster again. 1, 2, back straight, knee straight, 3, bow, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, bow, 11, 12. Another 3 to go. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going faster. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Again, 1, 2, 3, Bob, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Last one, this will be really fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Try to complete the posters. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, when we are done, you can take a break, 2 minutes. Anyone has any doubts about yesterday's posters? Feel free to ask if you do. So today's posture is Sukhasana and Vajrasana. Okay, both are postures which are alternatives for meditation. Like we had yesterday, we had Siddhasana and Padmasana and Siddhi Yogini Asana. So they're all different postures that can be used for meditation, and people can use whichever they feel comfortable in. Like for example, today's Sukhasana might be more easier to some people than Siddhasana also. So during meditation, you can choose whichever posture you want. And Vajrasana is actually one of the most commonly practiced postures, regardless of culture. Must be knowing a lot of people pray in this posture. It uh, it comes from the Sanskrit word thunder. It's a weapon of Lord Indra. So I guess it's sort of like a king of postures. Okay, so let's start with our basic stretches before we begin. We'll combine the stretching for both the asanas so that we don't have to do it separately. The same thing that we did yesterday, plus one addition. Okay, so once again, 3 levels. First keep it far, feet together, push down, lean forward. You can hold your ankles, push with your elbows. Normal breathing. Sometimes people complain of getting very tired after yoga practice, even though they might have just done simple stuff like Padmasana or say uh, Dhanurasana. Very simple postures. It is mainly because they tend to forget to breathe. They hold their breath or they breathe too shallow or fast, rapid breathing. So try to hold the posture, relax, take it a little back. Once again, down, Push forward as far as you can. Back straight. And up. Once again. Down. Push forward. And also. And up. One last time. Grasp. Push forward. Bend down. Try to keep your back straight. Come all the way back as far as you can. And down, back straight. And up. Take a few breaths. If there's any sort of tightness or a pain, just move them up and down for a while. And once again, down. Something to keep in mind while doing this stretching is the clothes that you're wearing. If they're not stretchable enough, it may mimic tightness and you might feel that you can't go further than that. So try to wear something very stretchable like soft cotton or any track pant which is flexi type, and relax. Okay. Next one leg forward, grasp the lower part and the knee. Okay, if you can, take it closer, otherwise, and then form circles. Circles in the diagonal side. Small ones first, and slowly make them bigger. Relax. Keep your leg down if you feel like. Once again. And circles. Nice big ones. Relax. One last time. Grasp. Knee. Circles. Nice big ones. This is also a nice exercise for hip mobility. Okay. During older, in the older population, people tend to have issues with their hips and knees. But this particular exercise is really nice for the knees because as you grow older, you tend to do less movements. Okay? So restriction occurs over time. That's why they say that movement is life. The more you move, the more you live. and relax. You switch to the other leg. Grasp, hold the knee and small circles first. This is also one of the good exercises for snapping hip syndrome or dancer's hip. If anyone has this, try to do this exercise. It's a sort of a snapping sensation while walking on the lateral side. Okay. I used to have that in a long time back. It happens mainly when your stretching is slightly not in the right manner. Like say you're overstretching and you're not strengthening the same muscle. Okay? So there has to be a proper pattern of strengthening as well as stretching occurring simultaneously. Relax. Again. Grasp, knee, and bigger circles now. Nice and easy. And relax. Do it one last time. Okay, again. Grasp the lower part, hold the knee, and nice and big circles. And relax. Okay, since we are already here, we'll continue with this. Keep your ankles slightly above the knee. Okay, hand on the knee and gently push down. If you want to increase the difficulty, what you can do is take a towel roll of sorts, place it under the knee so that it's elevated and press. Or for people who want to make it extremely difficult, lift it with your hand and push it to the other side. Okay. There's different ways of increasing the difficulty. And stop and push down and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and relax. Okay. Switch to the other leg. Same thing, just above the knee and push. And push and hold this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, relax. Okay. Move your feet a little bit. Increase the blood circulation. one last exercise for your ankles, because we are doing Vajrasan and people tend to forget the extremities and then injure themselves. Okay, so you make small circles, and then make it bigger. First small, then bigger. So we start with small circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Relax. Okay, do it one more time, this time bigger circles. So 1, 2 all the way, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14, 15. Relax. Switch your leg. And we make small circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's This can be useful for people who have pain in the ankles during Padmasana. Okay, so do this before practicing Padmasana also. Big circle this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay, relax. Move your feet up and down. Up and down. You cannot see right now, but up and down. Take a few deep breaths, because I know a few of you must have stopped breathing. You need to be told. Okay, we'll start with Sukhasana. Slightly bumpy. So first take your left leg and place it at the base of the thigh of the right leg. Okay, base of the thigh of the right leg. Take your right leg and lift the left leg. Place it under the left leg. Okay, so the foot is kind of touching the thigh. Okay, so both of the feet are facing upwards. Okay, not see, but they are both facing upwards. This is a very comfortable posture that is used for meditation. It's called Sukhasana. And for those who can't maintain Padmasana or Siddhasana for long times and wish to meditate for a long time, like say 30 minutes or so, for them this would be a nice posture. But even in this posture, some people will experience ankle pain. Okay, initially. Over time with practice it will go. And if you are doing the right exercises also, the ankle rotations, and if you really, in some people what happens is even this posture can be difficult. Say they start leaning backwards, okay, because they're not able to bring the foot down and place it in the right manner. So for them, elevate, okay, elevate, sit, keep a pillow underneath, elevate and sit. The pillow becomes important because in these people the pressure is more on the buttocks, so they can't sit for 30 minutes with all the pressure on the buttocks. In this posture, the surface area is more, so it is more comfortable in long time practice. Okay? Because the thighs are on the floor, buttocks are on the floor, so it's more easier to maintain this posture. That's why use the pillow so that the contact increases. Okay, so maintain this posture for a few seconds. There was a Swami called Sivanand. I can't remember from where. Uh, he, according to him, if you want to obtain mastery over any posture, you have to maintain it for some 3 hours or so. Okay, with extreme comfort. So I have sat for some 1 hour max in Padmasan once. That was during some small program when I was in 10th standard, I guess. So I've never tried sitting for 3 hours. Okay, so for people who really want to become masters, try to maintain the posture for 3 hours, and then you can claim yourself as masters of that posture. Okay, and we relax slowly. Remove the right leg, place it forward, and the left leg, and then place it forward. So our second posture is Vajrasana. For that, I will show you a side view. So we start any asana with this posture. This is called Dandasana. Okay, in case you forgot, Dandasana. We start any posture from this. This is our base posture for everything. So during this posture, there is a slight preference for people. People who are right-handed have better balance with the right leg being taken first. Okay, people who are left-handed have better balance when they're taking their left leg first. I'm not sure. If you want, you can try the opposite side. I never felt that there is a problem like that, but people say that they have issues with balance, so they try to take the dominant side. So take your right leg back. Okay, people who are right dominant, then take your left leg back and place it under your buttocks. Okay, now it should be such that the toes are pointed together. Toes are pointed together, and the feet are, the heels are slightly outwards. Okay, and you are resting your buttocks on the middle part of your feet. Okay, suppose this is the middle part, so you are resting your buttocks on the mid part of your feet. Okay, so this way, mid part, heels slightly oblique, and toes pointed. Hands placed on your thighs, and sit straight. Okay, so in women and some people with tight hip flexors, they tend to arch their back this way. Okay, so that should be avoided because it's very strenuous for long durations. Okay, for the back. So try to sit straight and with ease. Do not tense up the back just because I said straight and go like stiff. So with ease, sit straight and hands on your thighs. Again, excellent posture for long time meditation, and used in different cultures. Sit and relax. Since we are at the end of our class, what we'll do is we'll do diaphragmatic breathing in this posture itself. Okay. If you want, you can place your hand on your chest and your upper abdomen. Otherwise, if you already know how the feeling is, hands on the thighs and continue. So breathe in, upper abdomen comes out, breathe out, the abdomen goes in. Breathe in, breathe out through your mouth. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Again, try not to use your accessory muscles. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. Excellent exercises for people with anxiety or BP or PTSD. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take up your normal breaths. For people who are not used to this posture, by now you'll start experiencing some pain in the ankles. So what you can do is shift to the side for some time, relax. If you want, you can even straighten it and then come back. For those who are not able to touch the heel, take a towel roll or a cushion, place, sit. Okay, it makes it easier. So you don't have to like elevate, levitate in the air and strain your thighs for this. Okay, once again, breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. And relax. Okay. Go out of the posture. Again, you can take either both your feet together in the front or take one at a time, whichever you prefer. I prefer to take both together. Okay. And back to Dandasana. Okay. So that's the end of today's session. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. Even if you have questions later on, you can ask. I will answer them as soon as I can. So I'll see you tomorrow again at 5. Thank you for joining me.